Well, in the heart of downtown Oklahoma City, the American Banjo Museum attracts visitors from all over. And we were there as they celebrated their 5th anniversary in Bricktown. They're a pickin' and a grinnin' at the American Banjo Museum Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City.
Well, we have the entire evolution of the banjo. The banjo, as we know it, started in America when African slaves brought it here in the mid-1600s. White people didn't start playing the banjo until about 200 years later, so the banjo has a great history in the African-American culture.
And as it developed within the United States, the banjo became intertwined with popular music.
As music evolved, the banjo evolved with it. We went through the period of minstrelsy to the classic period when guys played the banjo in concert halls, to the jazz age of the roaring 20s when they were doing the Charleston and all that crazy dancing. Post-World War II, we had Earl Scruggs bring the banjo back to life with bluegrass. These days, you've got things like Mumford and Sons taking the banjo to a worldwide audience. It's an ongoing evolution, and we've kind of become the center of the banjo universe because we are embracing all things banjo.
So how did Oklahoma become Banjo Central?
Well, the banjo has no geographical center of its universe. So it wasn't born in Oklahoma City, it wasn't born in New Orleans, it wasn't born anywhere in particular. But Oklahoma has had a tradition of banjo with the Guthrie Jazz Banjo Festival that started back in the 90s. So a lot of attention was focused on Oklahoma City.
And with a little help from a banjo enthusiast, the museum was born.
Then there was a benefactor by the name of Jack Canine who had a banjo collection that he wanted to share with the public. So as part of the Guthrie Jazz Banjo Festival, he developed the infancy of this museum, let's put it that way, back in 1998. And from there we grew and grew, and when it came time to look for a new home, we decided to stay in Oklahoma because that's where our identity came from.
Now in the heart of Bricktown in Oklahoma City, you'll find the largest banjo collection on public display in the world. Over 300 instruments that span the ages.
We have instruments from the 1840s that were there at the true infancy of when a banjo was being manufactured rather than a homemade instrument. A man named William Boucher in Baltimore made that transition. His banjos are so rare, it's beyond belief. We have the only Boucher banjo on exhibit.
A significant piece of Americana with an even bigger story. And here you'll find instruments from the simple to the exquisite.
They took the decorative excesses of the 1920s and applied them to the banjo in this model called the Big Chief. The back of the resonator is a Native American in full headdress. The carving on the side of the neck is a peace pipe, and the back of the peg head is carved in an eagle that spells out Ludwig Big Chief.
And you don't have to be a banjo aficionado to enjoy the museum.
If I say one name about the banjo that everyone recognizes, it's Earl Scruggs. Earl Scruggs is our first inductee into the 5-string category of the American Banjo Museum Hall of Fame.
And a favorite song?
If there's any one song the people of the United States associate with the banjo, it's Dueling Banjos.
Picking the strings on America's foremost foot-stomping instrument here in the heartland.